Hey y'all, thanks for checking out Dual Mining. So today we're going to dual mine Kaspa and Ergo. We're going to be doing it in HiveOS. We're going to use the software for BzMiner, and the pools will be WoolyPooly and 2Miners. So to get started, there's two ways to do this. I'm going to show you the short way, and then the second way is a little bit longer, but you get the same end results. Also going to talk about my overclocks and profitability. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. First things first, you're going to need to make sure you have two wallets. You're going to need an Ergo wallet and a Kaspa wallet. Now, Kaspa, you can go to their site and you can create a wallet there. And for Ergo, I use my Android device and I've got one for that. So all you have to do, if you've never done that before, is just simply click on wallets, click on add wallet, go to the coin ticker, type in whatever coin or token you're looking for. We'll just type in KA and there's Kaspa. And then here, just go ahead and paste your address. Now you do the same thing for Ergo, and I've got both of mine right here done. Now we are going to be using 2Miners, and 2Miners does offer payout for Ergo in BTC. So if you did want to do that, when you come up here, in here you'll type in for Ergo, but instead of putting your Ergo address in here, you'll put in your Bitcoin address, and then you can name your wallet appropriately for that. And I'll show you how I've got mine named while we do that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on flight sheets. Now this is pretty straightforward. In the first one, you are going to want to choose Ergo. So get Ergo on the top, and then here is where you can choose which wallet you want. Now this is my regular Ergo wallet, and this one gets paid out in BTC. So that's the one where I chose Ergo for the coin, but then put a Bitcoin wallet address in it. You can choose that. We're going to be using 2Miners, and they offer that if you want. I'm going to be doing my Ergo wallet, so I'll just do straight to Ergo because we're really just doing spec mining like everybody on the planet right now. So why the hell not? Here we'll choose 2Miners, and we will choose US. Now I do like to have a backup server. Unfortunately, Europe is a little farther away than I'd like to pick from. You know, if your main server goes down, at least you can continue to mine in a different pool. I know latency plays a big part in this, but it is still nice to have a backup server if you wanted to. Anyway, here we're going to choose BzMiner, and then for our second coin, we'll choose Kaspa. We'll choose my Kaspa wallet. We'll choose WoolyPooly. In here, again, we'll choose USA, and if we wanted a backup, I guess Canada is probably the closest one, so we'll choose the Canadian backup pool, and that would be that. I guess I could choose USA solo if I wanted to. In here, you're just going to go ahead and name the flight sheet whatever you want, and you're pretty much close to being set up. Next thing we want to do is come up here to set up miner config, click on that, and this is where we're going to make a couple changes in here so your miner works properly. Excuse me. First thing we want to do is change this from Ergo to Ethash. And then in here, we can go ahead and delete that out. What we're going to do is that, like I said, there's two ways to do this, the short way and the long way. I'll show you both as we go. They're both pretty quick. First things first is at your wallet. You can go ahead and get your Kaspa wallet and paste it in here if you want. That's probably the longer way. And the shorter way would be to come right here and mouse over the little I and choose that. This will pull the wallet address that you chose in the beginning section back here for your Ergo wallet. For the worker name, same thing. You can just mouse over here and put your worker name like that. Or you can type in whatever worker name you want it to be. Just remember that whichever one you put in here, you need to put in your second coin as well and keep that same worker name on both. Then we over here on the pool, again, you can go to, let's say right here, 2Miners for Ergo. And we can come down here and get the same thing that we had before. And we could take that, copy it, and we can put that right here if we want. That would be the long way. Or you can do the shorter way like I was showing you, is just come here and use that. And then what it'll do is that when we chose 2Miners a moment ago, it'll just pull that information over and put it here for you. So that's the short and the long way. You don't need anything in the password. Now the one thing you do need to do is the extra config arguments. Now this argument is what's going to switch it back to Ergo. You do need to have Ethash up here, but this is what we're going to do over here. So let's go ahead. I've got that right here in a little text document, and it's quote force underscore algo end quote colon quote Ergo close quote, and no spaces in there. So we're just going to go ahead and highlight that and copy it and put that right there and paste it. Now, any of the websites that I used today, I'll have links in the description below. I'll also have this argument also in there at the top of the section for the links. So you can just copy and paste it right from here. Now, I am using for the version 10.0.3. Now, this one's working for me, perhaps with some of the new updates, as perhaps maybe you see this in the future. You won't need to do this, but for me, 11.0.3 is stable, so that's what I'm doing. Now, I am having trouble with one of my GPUs. GPU 0 is giving me trouble, and I'm going to pull that one and put it on my test bench. But for now, just to get this going, I'm going to disable it. So I'm just going to put 0. If you were to mouse over this, it would give you some examples like this. If you wanted to disable a range of them or just a couple individual, you put a comma. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing with mine, just because, like I said, mine's not working right now. So that's our first one. We've got that all set up. Now we go to the second coin. It will keep all of this information here for you, so you're good to go there. The second one, you're going to drop down and choose Kaspa. Your wallet, we can go ahead and do the same thing. Again, here you could put your full Kaspa wallet if you wanted to. Your worker name, you'll need to keep that the same as the other one you had, or you can just mouse over and click that. For the pool, you could go to WoolyPooly, and where are they? I've got them up here. Here they are here. You can click on connection, and you can pull your USA pool right there. As you can see, it copied it, and come back over and put your pool right here if you want. Or again, when we chose it earlier, you can simply mouse over and do that, and it'll pull the same information. That the password also left blank and nothing up here. That is basically it. Hit apply changes, and then you can go ahead and, like I said, if you haven't named it, and then create flight sheet. Now we're going to go back over to my farms. We'll click over here. I have several rigs. I have the one 3060 Ti 8-card rig. That one's just mining straight Kaspa. It's been real stable, doing real well. Have had no problems with it, so I'm real happy with that one. And the 4 GPU rig, which really has 5. It has the 2 RX 480s, the 570 and the 580. Also has that A4000, which I'd like to get mining, but really this one was just so unprofitable that I turned it off. But I'll tell you what, everything's unprofitable, so what the hell? I might just fire that thing up, who knows. But the one we're going to be looking at today is my RTX 3060 8-card rig. Now that one card is giving me trouble, so I do have it disabled, but this is it right here. And as you can see, I am mining. If I go to my flight sheet and I edit it, you will see that I have all the same information that we did before. I named mine Ergo/Kaspa. I might change that and call it dual mine, but you know, you get the idea. You just try to mine it, name it something you can remember it by. If we look in here, you can see for my Ergo, I have my ETH hash, the wallet, worker name, and URL. I have the argument in here that we talked about before, 11.0.3, and I have GPU 0 disabled because that's the one giving me trouble. The second coin, same thing. All the information here is the same, except I have Kaspa. This all pulled over when I did it. Again, no password, nothing in here, no password over there. And that's it. So once you get that going, you just simply launch that flight sheet. And like I said, it's running pretty good. Now let's talk about profitability just a little bit here. Now I am mining this now since last night, dual mining it. And you can see that there are a lot of ups and downs in here. I remember when I mined either one of these, like let's see if I can pull the one for Kaspa. And you can see it's just a solid line straight across, you know. There's a little fluctuation, 69 to 70, 72, 73. But, you know, it's within a couple mega hash. And you're talking about an 8-card rig and you're moving 2 or 3 mega hash. That's, you know, fractions of each card, you know, moving a little bit. But when I look at this one from last night, it really is kind of all over the place. Let's look at Kaspa. Again, same thing. It's really, it's everywhere. That I am not sure of. I have seen other people in other videos when they have dual mined other coins have things like this, but this is the first time I'm actually dual mining, I'll be honest with you. So this is what it looks like for me. Anyway, my overclocks, let me scroll down now. I'm using some different overclocks in here that I'm really not 100% sure of. I'm going to show you, I've got a little spreadsheet that I did, and it's really rudimentary, but the idea is that I'm going through and putting in the different ones that I use. And I have a 3060 rig, the 3060 Ti rig, and then I have that A4000. I'll put in the RX cards also. If you have any cards, 3070, 3080, you want to leave your overclock settings in the comments below. It definitely helps the community. And of course, if this video is helping you, throw me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. But in here for my Autolycos for Ergo, I've got these. Now, ones that I have numbers in over here are ones that were successfully working. We're looking in this section, but they are so different from each other. I mean, when I look at K-Heavy, I'm looking at 100 minus 2,000 at 115, and that's what I was getting. And for here, it's so different. I'm positive 2,400, negative 500, I guess, if I was trying to get as close as I could to the core. But I'm going to have to fool around with this a little bit and see which one of these, because I don't have a dual mining. Like I said, it's my first time. So I'm using my settings now with the negative numbers that I pulled from, let's see, it would have been the Kaspa overclock settings that I'm using right now. So I'm going to have to go ahead and play with that and get that. Let's look at some profitability. And like I said, if you've got any overclock settings, I'd love to see them in the comments below. So right now, if I look at a 7-card rig, right now, I calculate that out. And I'll tell you, the landscape hasn't changed too much in the past week. BitTube Cash is still on top. Meowcoin is still holding on. Good for you, Meowcoin. Neoxa, which I like to mine, and Kaspa is rounding out number 4. If we go try to find Ergo, I believe it's a little further. Here it is right here. And it's losing $1.14 a day. And let's see, up here for Kaspa, it's $1.37 a day. So, arguably, no matter what, you're losing money. Let's look at something also here on What to Mine offers a Ergo and Kaspa dual mining calculator. So that's kind of cool. Now, if we go to mine and we look at, I'm getting 519 and 1038. So 519 and 1038. Now for my power cost, I have it in there for 10 cents. That's just sort of an average for the country. I don't know what you've got, but put in for 10 cents. And for my power, of course, I know everybody argues about it. You can't really pull what Hive puts out there. It's really not as accurate. I will say that when I've checked it before, it's been pretty accurate, within about 50 watts or so, which is accurate without having to go, climb back there and see what the numbers are. I wish I had a meter a little bit higher, but it's tucked back under the shelf, so I kind of got to stick my head back in there like I don't know. But nonetheless, I just added a little bit extra onto here. So what I've got going is 1060. I put in 1100 just for argument's sake. Let's go ahead and calculate that out. And it looks like in a day we are losing $1.61. So $1.61 compared to $1.37, and Ergo $1.14. Now I will say that I am not getting the same hash rates that I would have gotten if we look at What to Mine up top. This is pretty close to what you should be getting. So let's look at K-Heavy at about 2590, so almost 2600, and I'm getting 1038. Less than half. So let's also look at Lycos 805, and I'm getting 519. So a little bit better than half. Is it worth it? I guess. I mean, it says that I'm losing $1.61 by doing both. Should I just be mining one of them and, only losing $1.37, or losing $1.14 and just mine Ergo? Not exactly sure. I know Ergo had the hard fork. Let's check out the difficulty. You can see that here in Ergo, it has dropped off dramatically. So, so has the price. And Kaspa really had that huge peak. I mean, you can really start to see people starting to shut down, y'all. Look at that. Is that not a drop? That's That's a lot of people that shut down. That's a grim reality. So anyway, there you go. Listen, I've got these overclocks. Again, I'm trying to build this together. I would love to see the comments down below. What overclocks are you using for Kaspa, what you're using for Ergo, and what you're doing for dual mining for your overclock settings. Also, it doesn't matter what GPU you're using. I'd love to add it to this. I'd love to share this out and make this a tool for the community, for anybody who wants to just check on some settings, get some ideas from other viewers who have had stable settings, or which ones have been mediocre even. I'd love to know it. I did put in just what the numbers they call for from what to mine, but ones that have numbers next to them are ones that I've tested already, and ones that don't are ones that I haven't. If I've got a little X next to it, it means it was no good, or I got an error and it just wouldn't go through. But anyway, I'd love to see more comments down below for things like this. It really helps a lot of people get ideas. I know you don't want someone just to copy the overclock settings, because you never know what kind of card from Silicon Lottery you're going to have. So really be careful with that. But it does give you a ballpark of where you can start playing around with. So anyway, listen, if the video helped, throw me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. You can always subscribe to the channel with the button right over there. And of course, if you want to mine anything else, let me see. I'll probably have a Kaspa video. Let me throw a Kaspa video up right over there for you. Appreciate y'all checking in. I'll see y'all next time.